Hello, my name is Dan Genovese. I'm director here at EnerCom, and I'm joined today by Mike Rosenberg. He's the Chief Executive Officer of Prieto Battery, and they will be presenting at the Energy Venture Investment Summit on the campus of Colorado School of Mines. Mike will be presenting at 1:45 p.m. Mountain Time. That's Thursday, February 17th. Want to encourage everybody that's watching this, register for the conference today. You got to hear their story. Mike, welcome to the program.
Great, thank you very much, Dan.
Yeah, listen, I'm excited to learn more about it. Tell me about Prieto Battery.
Yeah, so Prieto Battery is a company that was started back in 2009, and we are an advanced battery company focused on delivering the next generation of battery. And essentially what we're doing is a proprietary three-dimensional solid-state battery.
And what I find fascinating is, the knock-on electric vehicles and the electrification movement has been, range anxiety based on, battery density, the speed at which it takes to charge, its limited operating temperature range, where cold and heat have an effect on the battery, and then safety as with respect to charging. You guys seem to have cracked the code on all these aspects. I want you to share it with the viewers because this is what makes you guys incredibly intriguing.
Yeah, and I think that's a very good statement, Dan, is that, when we look at the marketplace, we see basically if we're going to electrify the entire transportation fleet, we're going to have a better battery. And it's going to have to do exactly what you said. It's going to have the longer range. It's going to be able to charge in the same time it takes to fill up an internal combustion engine vehicle. It has to be safe, and it has to be able to operate way down below zero, minus 30 degrees, as well as at high temperatures. And today's lithium-ion batteries do not do that. So our battery, which we have working prototypes, can charge in 3 minutes. It's going to give you range in your car, double what you can get in today's vehicles. It's going to be able to operate and start up at minus 30 degrees centigrade, and it can operate up to 120 degrees centigrade without any issues. And most importantly, I think, is that it's a solid state battery, which means it's safe. We've taken our battery, we've cut it in half, and you see no fires, no thermal runaways, no issues that you have in today's lithium-ion batteries, which means that this will be a very safe alternative. So we believe this is going to help enable a full transition to electric vehicles throughout the entire car market, from luxury vehicles, which we're doing today, all the way through your standard price points, electric trucks, the entire market. So we're really excited about it.
Yeah, so I mean, Tesla, Rivian, as well as you mentioned kind of the lower market. Not sure where the best point of entry is. Have you guys thought about that? Where you'd have the biggest impact, the quickest impact in terms of generating revenue and moving toward profitability?
Yeah, so in the electric vehicle market, I mean, we're right now in a stage where we have a working prototype, and we have to scale that size of that prototype into a larger prototype for testing by auto companies, our partners, Stanley Black & Decker, and others. So we have to scale that up. We're looking at commercial, probably starting with in the industrial market, what I'll call the industrial market, which is through our partner Stanley Black & Decker and power tools, lawn equipment, that kind of thing, because that's an earlier market. The product development cycles are a lot shorter than in the automotive cycle. For automotive, we're looking at probably commercializing in 2025, 2026 with our partner Hercules Electric Vehicles, and it'll be in a higher price vehicle initially. And that's because as we ramp up in volume, the cost will be relatively high until we get to a certain point. But we see starting in that higher price point and then moving rapidly down into the mid-range.
Yeah, the economic value, when you start your manufacturing process, how do you think you'll stack up with existing battery technology, battery manufacturing, once you guys get up and running?
Well, it's obviously lithium-ion batteries have got a 20-year head start on us, so they're at volume and they're doing a great job at lowering costs. But I think one of the unique things about Prieto is that when our founder, Amy Prieto, started the company. She started the whole product development cycle with manufacturing in mind. So when she started, she took out manufacturing processes that were too expensive, such as high temperature ceramics, or having to require clean rooms or dry rooms, or using vacuum vapor deposition or something like that. All those high price manufacturing processes, she said, I can't use. So she ended up settling on electroplating, and electroplating is done out of water at room temperature and atmospheric pressure with no hazardous solvents, binders, or other chemicals. So it is a process that is used extensively around the planet. We have, again, did our product development starting with that in mind. So she had to invent the anode, invent the electrolyte, invent the processes on how you're going to build that using electroplating. So for us, we know what kind of manufacturing process we're going to use. It is inherently low cost and high volume. We have to modify it as we start scaling up over the next year to 2 years, modify what's already out there for our process. But we don't see that that's a real issue. And I think we have a competitive advantage in that regard, because a lot of our solid state competitors have focused on just a battery and now are starting to worry about manufacturing. We've been thinking about that for 12 years.
Yeah, I'll ask you one more question, and then we'll wrap up. There's so much that I'd love to ask you, and look forward to the conference, having a cocktail at the kickoff reception, and just peppering you with them. But supply chain, there's a lot of questions about where these critical minerals, rare earth elements come from for the manufacturing process. Have you guys started to think through that, and have you identified supply and feel confident in your ability to secure that?
We haven't started on that process yet, because we're not, we're probably still 2 years out from initial commercialization, and the initial commercialization, as I said, would be in power tools and such. So the volume that's going to be used there is not that high as comparison to electric vehicles, obviously. But our battery uses different chemistry than traditional lithium-ion batteries. So we're using a copper antimony anode, which is chemicals that are readily available here in North America. We use a polymer as our electrolyte, a solid polymer. And those polymer materials are, again, are available here in North America in high quantities and at low cost. So that's not an issue. And then on the cathode side, we're using traditional cathode materials that lithium-ion batteries use, like LFP or NMC. And those, obviously, we will have to figure out how to source. But the North American, U.S. government is looking to develop those sources here in North America. So over the next 2-3 years, I expect that to happen. So I don't think it's going to be an issue as we move forward. But that's certainly something that's on our radar screen.
Yeah, listen, Mike, I've seen a lot of capital chase, silly ideas. You guys have a fantastic thesis, fantastic product that looks like you're developing. I just would really encourage capital providers, to reach out to you, get in early. I think you guys got a great idea, and do the research, and vet Mike and Prieto Battery. But I think it'll be worth the conversation with Mike. Mike, thanks for joining. You'll be presenting again. I want to reiterate, 1:45 p.m. Mountain Time, Thursday, February 17th, on the campus in person at the Colorado School of Mines. If you want to reach Mike prior to the conference, above this interview video, there'll be a publisher's note. I'll have my email address. I would be more than happy to introduce you to Mike prior to the conference, and then you can join him at the conference and continue that engagement with him. Certainly transformative is the only word I can really think of to describe Prieto. And Mike, I just really want to thank you for joining us and for coming to the conference and sharing this incredible idea with us.
Great. Thank you, Dan. I look forward to the conference.